I flew from New York to LA to Australia to Christchurch, New Zealand. And then they suit you up in New Zealand. They have a kind of clothing lending library, which is pretty fantastic. One of the things that happens repeatedly is you just have no sense of scale. Your sense of scale is completely gone. There's nothing to measure anything against. So when we were flying over this, I had no idea how high anything was, how big anything was, because there was nothing to measure against. So my first expedition was to Cape Royds, which is a very small penguin colony on Ross Island. And the way I got around was helicopter for the most part. That's a painting of flying into Cape Royds. And that's what it looked like on the edge of the sea. I was treated really well, and I think in part because being an artist there's so few of us. Scientists are sort of in competition with each other. Everybody's trying to get these grants to go, and there's limited funds for the scientists to go, but the artists, we were kind of these novelties, so people were extremely gracious, but it's tightly controlled. Very few people really go, and the scientists have to account for everybody who goes, and when you go on a helicopter, you get weighed, your bags get weighed, everything is very controlled. You have to, everything is quite exact. It's very pitched, it's quite an angle, and that was just cold. That was the only time I was cold in that tent, but no, I mean, you have a lot of cushion underneath. They lend you all sorts of padding. I mean, it's, you've got to keep yourself warm. There's no heater. I had a hot water bottle actually in that tent, but that only lasts so long. So it was pretty comfortable. Pretty good weather. I got lost once. That was a little unnerving. I got attacked by skuas. Skuas are these predator kind of, they look like a gull, but they're bigger, and they are quite vicious if you go near their nest, deservedly so. I mean, I was near their offspring. But they also look for the very vulnerable little Adelie penguins. So I took a lot of videos also while I was there, and there were some pretty amazing battles between the skuas and the penguins. So no, I wasn't scared for my safety for the most part.
Probably foolishness. It just sort of happens. I learned to be a little, to have larger expectations, and not to put up with things that aren't important.